Hey, once again, how y'all doing? Y'all know who it is because I just did a video a few minutes ago. This your boy, Rod Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Oh yeah, again, today is December 5th, 2019, and I just want to ask a brief question to the citizens of Shreveport and Caddo Parish. And this question everybody gonna say, there he go with them conspiracy theories again. But how many times have people laid me a conspiracy theorist on a certain subject and come around 2 or 3 years later, they find out that God had blessed us to tell y'all the truth? So in this conspiracy theory, we're gonna ask this question. How many of us are naive enough to believe that the police might be the one? How many of us are naive enough not to believe that the police might be putting a lot of this dope and shit out here on the streets here in Shreveport? Y'all remember when all them pills and all them drugs came up missing? I remember when I was locked up over in Bossier Parish and they had arrested a dude. They say he had 220 some pounds in his truck, but when it came down to court time, they only had 50 pounds. While the rest of them 175 pounds went. So, all right, let me give y'all some real game. Federally, on the federal level, do you realize your government is the biggest drug dealers in America? Your CIA, your FBI, and all these people sell more dope in a day than every dope boy in Shreveport put together sell in one year. That's how much dope your federal government sells. So you don't think your sheriff and all them getting in on the cut? Where all these guns coming from that we using to shoot each other? I know guns are easy to get, but why are they so prevalent on the street? How many of y'all remember back in the day when, back in the 80s and 90s, when they were sitting them trains over in Cedar Grove and on the Cooper Road full of weapons? They set train cars on Cooper Road and Cedar Grove full of weapons and allowed us to steal them weapons out those trains, and we wound up killing each other to the point we was on national news as one of the murder capitals of Louisiana. So if Eric Holder, which was the Attorney General of the United States, got caught for selling guns, taking guns down to the Mexican drug cartel, how hard do you think it is for some dope to come up missing out the evidence room and come right back on the street? Now you gotta stop and think about it again. How could it be a conspiracy theory when you got cops right here in Shreveport just this year that got busted for drugs, whether it be steroids, marijuana, or whatever? You notice one thing. Whenever the cop shoots an unarmed black person or they do something wrong, the first thing the news media tells you is what was in the system of the victim. The police kick you in the face. Now the police gonna have the news media saying he was high off crack, he was high off alcohol, he was high off marijuana, but they never tell you what was in that police officer's system. So we gotta start asking these questions. How many of these police officers around here on drugs or using drugs to supplement their income? See, this the kind of shit that don't nobody want me to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway, because it's reality, man. I believe your police are the ones who putting some of this dope on the streets. I believe your police are the ones who are, I'm gonna be real, a lot of your killers, I believe, in my opinion, are nothing but snitches who are allowed to work for the police, man, or maybe even the Fed, the local police here, the parish police, or even the Feds. Because I know some niggas who had some charges that they should not have been on the streets, and these cats were killers, but they were allowed to be on the streets. Why? Because the police allowed them to be on there. You gotta realize a lot of your killers and drug dealers work for the police, and they call themselves gangsters. I don't care what nobody say. One thing about Robert Thomas Jr., I did my crime and I did my time. I never put nobody's name in none of my paperwork. But at the same time, I know a lot of these youngsters, a lot of these so-called killers, a lot of these so-called gangsters ain't nothing but snitches. And they're allowed to continue to be out here because the police allowed them to be out here, man, trying to get more evidence against the bigger fish. But why is it always us Negroes the peons, the street level dope dealers that going to jail, but ain't nobody arresting Steve Prater and all these other people for allowing some of these drugs to come out here, because there's no way you can convince a nigga like me that the police ain't putting dope out here on the street. Police putting more dope out here on the streets than the motherfucking drug cartel. What y'all think about that? If y'all got a question, comment on that subject, let me know. Leave it in the comment section. But hey, I gotta go. I gotta go and do some yard work at my house right now. Y'all be blessed.